Hi everyone. In this short video we'll take a look at Bloomsbury's new family law service, and in particular we'll be covering how to search and how to browse for the information you're looking for. Let's start with browsing for information, or in other words, navigating to a particular point in the text in much the same way that you might use a book. The Browse My Books area over here on the left of the home screen is a bookshelf which lists all the products you subscribe to. And incidentally, anytime you want to return to the home screen, no matter where you are in the site, just click on the Bloomsbury Professional logo up here on the top left. So, let's browse for some information in Duckworth on matrimonial property and finance. If I click the title of that book, like so, I can now see a full contents listing for that book. Note also that all the various tables of statutes, practice directions, cases and so on are all included in the online version. Today I'm interested in financial provision, so if I click the plus sign beside that heading, like so, that opens up the subheadings within that division. I can carry on clicking the plus signs to open up further subheadings if I want, but personally I prefer to just click on the heading itself and get everything displayed over here in the main document window. Let's say that on this occasion we're interested in valuations, so if I click that link, now we've got that document on screen. Now that we have some text in front of us, it's worth pausing for a moment to look at some of the options the user has at this point. The first is to start turning pages in much the same way that one might with a book. So by clicking Next Document, I can start paging through the text. There we go, and we can move on. And of course, by the same token, we can go back in the other direction. Note, incidentally, that the My Content listing up here is constantly being updated with the documents I've viewed in the current session. So if I need to return to that section on valuation, I can simply dial it up like so in order to return to it. I can also generate a Microsoft Word version of any document, which is of course fully editable and ready to copy and paste into other documents or applications. Let me just generate one by clicking the link like so. So here's the Microsoft Word version on screen now, all nicely formatted and linked up with footnotes. One nice little feature I did just want to mention though is once you've generated the Microsoft Word version, all the links are still working links. So if you need to return to the live site at any point during your research, you can just click on the link and it will take you back there. In Word, of course, it's Control and click to follow a link. So if I follow the link there, it takes me straight back into the live site at that point. One final small point that's worth mentioning is that any document or even a search on the Bloomsbury site can be added to your browser favourites or bookmarks, just like any other internet site. So in Firefox, which is what I'm using here, or Internet Explorer or Chrome, Control D will call up the bookmarks list and will add the current document to your bookmarks or favourites. That's a really useful feature. If it's a particular document that you need to return to frequently, why not just add it to your browser favourites? Then you can just dial it up from there and that will take you straight back into the Bloomsbury site at the appropriate point. Okay, so that was a very quick look at browsing for information. Now let's take a look at search. The main site search is up here on the right of the screen and is visible at all times. Any searches entered here will always query your entire subscription for matches. We'll take a look at how to narrow the scope of searches in a moment or two, but let's start with the same concept we were just browsing for, valuation of a financial remedy. So if I just type those words in, financial remedy, valuation, when I fire that search off, I get a list of results showing all the documents which match that query. And if I choose the first result, I can get back to the document we browsed for on valuations a moment ago. To that extent, searching on Bloomsbury Professional Online is not too dissimilar from searching on Google or other online search engines. You enter some words, hit the button, and a list of results gets sent back. However, there are a couple of tricks with search on the Bloomsbury site which enable greater precision in the construction and review of search results. Let's start with a new example and search for the single word injunction. Whoop. As one might expect, a very long list of search results is returned, more than 800 of them. Life's too short to review 800 search results in detail, so we can start tightening the focus of our search as follows. Note that the panel on the left of the screen now shows, amongst other things, a list of the books which contain hits. The number in brackets here shows how many hits are contained in each book. In this example, I only want to review hits in Hirschman and Macfarlane. So if I click the title of that book, like so, I've immediately reduced my search result list from over 800 hits to a somewhat more manageable 74. There's one further trick up Bloomsbury's sleeve, which you may not get with a regular online search engine, and that's the ability to search just within a set of results. So, as I mentioned earlier, any search entered up here will always look across everything you have in your subscription with us. Now that we've got a set of search results on screen, I can, if I choose, search for additional terms just within those documents which already match my search. So just the 74 hits in Hirschman and Macfarlane, rather than tens of thousands of documents on the full Bloomsbury site. I do that by entering a new search in this box over here, which is helpfully labelled Search Within Results. If I enter Foreign Court, like so, that takes me down to a very handleable 5 documents which now match my search query. Removing search terms is just as easy as adding them. So just as a for instance, if I add local authority, like so, I can see that actually that makes no difference to my search. I'm still looking at the same 5 documents, so I might as well remove the local authority concept there, and I do that just by clicking on the little X sign beside it. So that takes that element from the search away. Now let's add just one more concept to the search, just for fun, and if I type in freestanding application there and fire that off, that takes me down to just 2 documents that match all of my search terms. One of those is the index, so let's go in and take a look at this document which matches all of those terms: injunction, foreign court, and freestanding application. One final point to sign off on: if you're actually trying to read this stuff, search highlighting can be something of a mixed blessing. It's useful in that it immediately draws the eye to the areas of maximum interest, so to speak. However, if you're actually trying to absorb what can sometimes be a complex line of reasoning, having every other word highlighted in a different colour can be maddening. So the good news is you can turn it off, like so. If I just scroll up now, this little button here, if I click that, it removes the search highlighting, and maybe it's just me, I find that much easier to read. If I want to bring it back so that I can see at a glance where the search action is, so to speak, I can just click on the button again, and that brings the search highlighting back. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Look out for other videos to be added to our YouTube channel shortly, which will cover further areas of Bloomsbury Law Online, as well as some advanced search techniques. Thanks again for watching.